Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do some reviews and demos on a new brand introduced to us by ULTA yet again, and that is Lottie London. So like other European brands that ULTA has given us access to here in the US, a little bit better, like Catrice Cosmetics, Makeup Revolution, Sleek Cosmetics. Now we have Lottie London to check out. It's available online right now. I don't know if it's starting to pop up in stores or it will be popping up in ULTA stores, hopefully eventually, so you can check it out. But if you guys have been curious, I picked up a couple different products out and I've been testing them so that I can film this review for you guys. And honestly, I gotta say, it's a mix. It's a mix of some hits, some misses, some like, I'm okay about it type of products. So if you guys are interested, just keep on watching. So let's start off with a hit product that I've actually been liking. So this is their Got It Covered Concealer, and I don't know if they have more shades available on the actual like Lottie website, but at ULTA I only see 4 different shades, and I think I got like the second lightest one. I got mine in the shade Fawn, and this is a good shade that's very close to my skin tone. So this is like definitely a thicker consistency concealer, so a little bit goes a long way. This runs for about $5.49. A lot of the products are pretty affordable, given that it is European to bring into the US. It's like other brands, it's not too up there. They're very fair priced. But I will say, as I said, a little bit goes a long way. For underneath my eyes, I would definitely say you don't need that much. Like, don't go ham like you normally would do with your concealer. I like to kind of start it off underneath, like lower than where my actual under eye is, and kind of blend up from there. And that really helps keep it from creasing, but it is a thicker consistency. You use just the right amount, kind of experiment where you feel your right amount is, and it covers really well. This is definitely a really nice go-to concealer that I've been using lately, and this will last me the whole day. The coverage is great, the blendability is great. Even though it's thick, it's pretty easy to blend. Just like I said, don't use too much or it's gonna crease. It's gonna be really hard to blend. You're gonna have too much to blend, but just experiment with it. I really like it. So the concealer, I would definitely give it a thumbs up. So the next item is their Tan Time bronzer, and they have 2 different shades. They have light slash medium, which is the one that I picked up. This is light slash medium, and they have medium slash dark. I gotta say, the light slash medium is pretty like medium, like dark for my skin tone. I feel like it's a little bit too warm, a little bit too orange for my skin tone. Maybe if you're a little bit more tan. This is really pigmented, so you either love it or you don't. But because it is so pigmented, I definitely have to use it with, or I prefer to use it with a dual fiber brush. Just so, like, honestly, if you get a brush that really packs on a lot of product, you're gonna have a really difficult time blending because it picks up so much product. And because it picks up so much product, it's a little bit darker. I'm just like, it's okay. It's not my favorite bronzer. The color, for me, I'm not that big a fan of. The blendability is okay. I feel like if you add too much, usually you can kind of blend it out, but you really have to kind of really go in there, work it in there, and blend to really just, kind of get it to look seamless. It's a little bit too warm for me. If you're tanner than me, you're on the tan, dark side, deep skin tone, let me know how you like either this one or the darker one. I feel like I wish they would have had maybe like a fair slash light option. I feel like I would have to go a shade down. Just the color is not complementary to my skin tone, and even the blendability, I feel like it kind of leaves like some patches. It's not that smooth of a bronzer overall. Like, it feels like it, but when blending it out, it kind of leaves some like patchiness around my cheeks. So this is, for me personally, probably a pass. And the price, it runs for $6.99, so still not too bad for a drugstore bronzer, because drugstore bronzers, I would know, the prices can kind of get up there a little bit. The next product that I have is the Blush Crush. So this is their blush. Each blush, depending on the color, kind of comes with the packaging like it. I picked up mine in the shade Zayn, Z-A-Y-N. It's kind of a hassle to kind of open. I feel like I usually have to go in with my tweezers to open it, because when you close it, yeah, it's kind of hard to open. So that's the only thing. Maybe with your nail, but I don't want to ruin my nail, especially since I did not splurge for the no chip. But regardless, maybe it's just the one that I have, but I actually really do like this blush. I like the color, I like the formula, and I like the pigmentation. It is so soft, it feels so smooth, and just you can kind of go in with the dual fire brush. If you'd rather just build it up little by little, you can go in with a really nice packed brush. Whatever blush brush, I've used different ones and I've liked them all, and I love the way this kind of blends into my skin. And if you do add too much, you can definitely just blend it away, go in with a sponge. Like, you can always kind of adjust. Unlike the bronzer, I feel like you really gotta work at it and try to buff it out, but this blends in so nicely. And I like this color. I thought it was gonna be a little bit like more neutral peachy, but it's definitely more on like the dusty rose side, which is still really complimentary for a lot of looks. But as I said, I think, did I say the price? This runs for about $5.49. Not too bad for a blush. Nice pigmented and very blendable. So the next product is their eyeshadow palette. They have a couple different shades. I picked up mine in the shade Rust, and these run for about $13. This is one of those products where I'm like, maybe you might like it. I think it's okay. It's not the best. I've kind of used some other better formulated drugstore eyeshadow palettes. It's $13, so it definitely is a little bit cheaper than some of the other really good quality drugstore palettes. You do get 12 shades, and I don't know, for me, you might just have to work at it a little bit more. It's definitely usable. You can definitely create a look. Like, I'm okay, like, once I've kind of done the work with this look, I like it, but I feel like if anything, I prefer the shimmers more than the mattes. The mattes, which I feel like in general is kind of hard to formulate for really affordable mattes eyeshadow, especially in palettes where you have several different colors. I feel like the mattes usually sometimes give you trouble. Like, you can definitely work, but you have to like blend those out a little bit more, work with them a little bit more. But these shimmers, I feel like shimmers with a brush or even with your finger, you can get really good quality pigmentation. I didn't go in with Fix Plus or anything on my eyeshadow, which I normally do, but I was like, you know what, let's just let these guys stand alone. Then on their own, I think they're good. With Fix Plus, they become even more vibrant. I would say the longevity of these shadows, probably not a whole day. They will start to fade maybe after like 7 or 8 hours, depending what you're kind of going for. If you just kind of do like a light tapping, like I went in with this shade on my lid, just kind of tapped it on. I feel like, especially with the hot weather, it kind of starts to fade maybe after like 6 hours or so, depending on the color. I wish maybe some of the mattes were a little bit like, they're pigmented, but like I'll go in with my brush and kind of like dabble it in, but as soon as I tap it off, like the powder comes off and like a lot of the color kind of comes off. So I feel like I constantly have to kind of like go in and add more, go in and add more. They're pigmented, but not really, you know. You kind of have to like keep dipping, because every time you tap off, it like all the excess, like they are powdery, so that excess, like that coloring kind of comes off. So you have to constantly go back and forth and back and forth. So depending, I mean, $13, it's a little bit more work. So I would probably rate this palette, because at the end I did like the look. I was like, this is wearable, I could wear it out. I would maybe give it like a 6.5. Maybe a 7. I'm like between 6.5, 7. So I feel like just depending on you, you might like it, you might not. I did use primer like I do with every single shadow that I use. So it was just only okay for me. The next two products that I picked up, of course I had to pick up a lipstick, and of course their liquid lipstick. So I picked up their Slay All Day matte liquid lipsticks, and I didn't want to get the whole color selection because I really didn't know how I was gonna like them. I was like, let me pick up a light one and a dark one. So the light one that I picked up was Squad, and then this one is Vibes. Vibes is the color that I'm wearing on my lips right now, and I'm glad that I usually try to pick up a light one and a dark one, because with any, I feel like, or most collections, especially of a liquid lipstick, depending on the shade range, how light it is, how like pigmented it is, how vibrant it is, how dark it is, the formulation might change a little bit. So the lighter one might work better, the darker one might work better. So I kind of wanted to compare. So I was actually surprised when swatching them just on the back of my hand. I noticed that the Squad was a little bit kind of like streaky, wasn't all that pigmented. I kind of had to add a little bit more. But with the Vibes, the darker shade, definitely one swatch, and it was like very, like, that was a good swatch. I was like, let me test these out on my lips. And I was a little disappointed with a Squad. So Squad is a nudie type of color. If in general, if the formula worked out for me, I think this is something I would wear with a lip liner throughout the day, just because it might be a little bit too light for me. Some people might like that color just how it is, but this is a lipstick you need to kind of layer. It's very, the light one squad is very thin, so I feel like I have to layer and layer just to kind of get it covered, like my whole lip. But even as I'm kind of layering, or even as I try to do the lightest of layers, try not to add too much, it's just, I can already see it settling into my fine lines. It's already kind of cracking. This one feels extremely dry, very uncomfortable. I was like, I don't even want to keep this on my lips for that long. Like it starts to look, it just doesn't look good. Even after like less than a minute of applying, you can already see it like drying up your lips, and it's not a good look. So I was disappointed in the squad. Surprisingly, I actually liking the Vibes liquid lipstick. This is definitely a little bit thicker. It doesn't take as many swatches. I will say though, you do kind of have to like add a couple more swatches just to kind of even it out, because you know, if you add one layer and then like just a layer kind of trying to fix the bottom, you kind of have to add another one just so that it doesn't look like super streaky. But you can definitely get it like all evened out. And with this one, it doesn't feel as drying as the lighter shade. Like I feel a little bit comfortable, but I do feel like it's not gonna last as long. It wears off a little bit quicker, so I kind of have to reapply, but then that's gonna make it a little bit drying. I feel like I'll put up with it a little bit more because the color, you know, just looks way better than the light one. So these might be a hit or a miss for some people. I feel like as it kind of goes on, it feels a little bit drier and you kind of just want to switch it out to something else. So the formulation, I feel like really depends on the color that you pick up. Definitely Squad is very, very uncomfortable. Vibes, you still might like it. They have 8 different shades and these run for about $6.49. So I'm curious to see what the formulation of the other shades are like. If you've tried them, definitely let me know what color and whether you liked it or not. The next product is the Shimmer Squad Powder. So this, I like that it does come with a little mirror. So it's a little quad of 4 different highlighters. I feel like this is going to be a hit or a miss for some people. I'm kind of like not that excited about it, but at the same time, I don't mind it too much. So you get 4 different shades to choose from. The shade that I use on my cheekbone is this one, more like on the peachy side, some hints of like a goldenness, but not too much. Sometimes I'll go in with this shade as well. It's definitely more on the pinky side. And this one I might even mix these two because this is a little bit too dark, but this is like maybe could use a little bit more color. The white is white. So I feel like unless you're really, really fair or you like a really white highlight, I think you really like it. When swatching Good Girl, Flirt, and Troublemaker, I feel like they're a little bit more smoother swatches, whereas Queen Bee, like the consistency is a little bit different. Like it doesn't swatch as smooth as the other 3, which I was a little bit disappointed because that's when I use my cheekbone. So I was like, I feel like it could be softer. Like the other ones, they just swatch so much softer, a little bit more pigmented because they are so soft. Like I like the consistency on the other shades. So depending, I guess, on the shade that you're going to use, it will really deter you whether you like it or not, and will change your opinion whether you like it or not. These are, if you like a really glittery highlight, you're going to like these. If you don't like a glittery highlight, you're not going to like these. They're not uber glittery. I can notice if I look up really, really close when applying it, I can definitely see the glitter, but what I'll do is, you know, go in with your beauty blender and really press it down and really just try to get rid of any of the powderiness to kind of get it to mesh a little bit better. I think for me, I prefer something a little bit smoother, a little bit more creamy, and more of that wet look as opposed to glittery. So it just depends on you, but I feel like for me personally, this is a product I won't be keeping. But if you are someone who likes that glitter pow highlight, these are really like, it's a highlight. You can really get up there with the shimmeriness, and you can really blind somebody for $11 for 4 different shades. And if you kind of want to mix it in, just a nice little starter one, I think you will like this. So like I said, you're either gonna like it or you're not. The last product that I have is the Arch Rival Brow Artist, and they only have 3 different shades. I picked up mine in the shade medium. These run for about $6.49. So I like it. And once again, this is going to be one of those products where depending on the consistency of a brow pencil, you're going to like it or you're not going to like it. I don't mind it. I like it, but I definitely have some other type of like micro brow pencils that I prefer a little bit more. I'll still use it every day until I finish it because I don't dislike it. I think it does, and I think it does an okay job for your brows. These spoolie is kind of a little bit cheapy. I wish it was like a little bit better structured spoolie. Even the L'Oreal spoolies are like way better. Like the NYX spoolie, which isn't all that amazing, is still better than this spoolie. So if you're big on spoolies, you might not like this. But because this is where it comes down to preference, I feel like it's definitely more on the creamy formula side. So if you're someone who prefers a waxy formula for a brow pencil, you might not like this. If you do like the creamy formula, you will. So say like the Maybelline brow pencil, that's a creamy formula, but I feel like the little tip of the brow pencil, that's a lot thicker, so a little bit more harder to work with. This is a very thin pencil, creamy formula. I will say if you are going to use a very light hand. That's all you need. Very light hand, and then kind of, well, what you can with this, blend. If you want to use another spoolie, go ahead. This will do the job, but I feel like the spoolie does make a difference. And then blend, just as you kind of like go in and blend. Press very, very lightly because it is so creamy. That's the thing with like creamier brow pencils. If you press too dark, you can go from like trying to be natural to like really like intense brows. I do like this medium shade. It's not too warm and it's not too dark. If I were to press a lot like harder, then it would show up a lot darker on me. These brows last me the whole work day. I haven't been setting them with brow gel or anything, and I think they do just fine. It's not super creamy where the product goes everywhere, and you know, it kind of looks just a hot mess. So I like it. I don't love it, but I don't dislike it. I like it. I think it's an okay brow pencil. If you were gonna maybe try something out, maybe check out their brow pencil. Hopefully of the 3 colors it has something that matches and is, you know, good for your skin tone and like your hair as well. So those are some of the products that I picked up from Lottie London. Some hits, some misses, and honestly there's some products that it really is just going to depend on your opinion, but hopefully a couple things that I told you about it will let you know whether it's something you're going to pass on or something maybe you might try out. As always, if you try it out, Ulta's pretty good with returns, so just even if you don't keep your receipt, as long as you have your rewards card or anything, they should have it on file and you can return it if you don't like it, which is what I love. So definitely let me know if you guys check out any of these products and if you like them or if you did not. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe to keep up with some more videos, and I'll see you guys next time.